Welcome. Happy Sunday morning from Naval Base Kitsap. We're at the Armed Forces Wrestling Championships, Day 2. Today we'll be doing freestyle wrestling, one of the two Olympic styles of wrestling. We've got three teams in competition in dual meets here today. Our first match is going to be between the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Navy. Yesterday we had the Greco-Roman competition. The teams finished number 1 Army, number 2 Navy, and number 3 Air Force. But today is a new day, and let's see which branch has their best competition before them. We'll be doing a slightly different schedule today. Rather than a 3 o'clock Pacific time start on our third round, we'll be going at 1:30 with that third round between the Army and whichever team wins this first dual meet. So stick with us. We'll be here a number of hours. We'll get to see some of the top men's freestyle wrestlers from across all the service branches. And you might recognize freestyle looks a little bit more like the high school and college wrestling we do here in the United States. It's full body, you can touch and use your legs. Whereas yesterday with the Greco-Roman, which is considered the classic style, you can't use or touch your legs, which is a very popular style over in Europe. But this will look a little bit more like the wrestling you may have seen in youth and high school and college wrestling. Yesterday we had an opportunity to see our women's competition. 3 champions were crowned, 1 from the Air Force and 2 from the Army. And today, in addition to the dual meet competition, individual medals are awarded for the champion and runner-up in each of these weight classes. So we also are blessed to have our head official, Rick Tucci, with us today. He's working his 50th Armed Forces Championships. Wonderful milestone for one of the greatest wrestling leaders on earth. He also has worked SISM championships and games during his long and illustrious refereeing career. And I'm told 75 years of Armed Forces Championships. So we've got a lot of good milestones here. It's been 2 years since we've been able to have an Armed Forces due to the pandemic situation, but a lot of enthusiasm among the wrestling community and athletes and coaches and leaders that are here to enjoy this competition this weekend. I've been blessed to spend some time here in the Naval Base and in the Bremerton community. It's just a great visit for anybody who enjoys this type of country. It's right on the water. It's beautiful. We see a ton of big Navy ships outside of the building we're here today. And looking forward to some great wrestling action. Glad you're able to join us. First up, Air Force against Navy. Referees are all prepared, and we'll have the first whistle in just a few minutes. A lot of the athletes that competed yesterday in Greco-Roman are going to do what we call in wrestling double up. Doubling up is wrestling both freestyle and Greco-Roman. However, we will see a number of athletes who did not wrestle yesterday, some of the freestyle specialists. That would make a big difference. Some of these athletes may be a little bit fresher. So let's listen to the PA announcer and get ready.
We're also going to change the schedule a little bit today. Instead of having a big break after the second duel, we'll start the third duel at 1:30 this afternoon and be done early. So we're going to start, there's no 57 kilogram this morning. Our first match will be at 61 kilograms.
So we're starting off at 61 kilograms right now.
For the Air Force, we'll have Second Lieutenant Sidney Flores. For the Navy, we're going to have their third
Sidney Flores is going to come out for the Air Force, 61 kilograms. He's from LA Air Force Base, West Covina, California. And for 61 here for the Navy, Colton Davis, based at Naval Station Rota, Spain, out of Lincoln, Illinois. So let's get rocking and rolling here. 61 kilograms men's freestyle. Navy versus Air Force, and we're ready to go. Flores has a real strong folk style wrestling background. Nice body lock for a takedown, 2-0 lead. Flores wrestled Division I at the U.S. Air Force Academy. Grabbed his ankle lace, and man, it looks like he's got a great technique there. 4 straight ankle laces, and the Air Force wins with a 10-0 technical fall. And that gives the Air Force a 4-0 lead in this dual meet. We're off to 65 kilograms now. Starting off with Mitch Brown here at 65. He's from the U.S. Air Force Academy duty station out of Payson, Utah. That's the Air Force athlete. 65 for the Navy, Sheldon Ely. He's out of Naval Air Station Whitby Island in Washington from Newark, New Jersey. So Air Force has a lead right now, 4-0 in the team race. And this is 65 kilograms. Brown, he gets behind Ely, takedown right into a gut wrench. 2 and 2 there. Another gut wrench. That'll make it 6-0. Quick and successful techniques there for Brown of the Air Force. Spin behind takedown. Brown makes it 8-0. And a quick gut wrench. And we've got another 10-0 technical fall for the Air Force. That's an 8-0 lead on the team standings. We'll roll right into 70 kilograms. And this for the Air Force. We'll be using Brenner Vogan out of Vandenberg, SFB, native of Salina, Kansas. He'll be going 70 for the Air Force. And for the Navy, Leandro Rodriguez, Buckley Space Force Base in Colorado, and he's from Elkhart, Indiana. Quick takedown for Vogan to take a 2-0 lead. Follows up with a gut wrench, and we're up 4-0 in the first 20 seconds of this bout. Air Force came out strong yesterday in Greco as well, but Navy was able to come back and win the match in the upper weights. But I think Air Force is trying to reestablish some dominance in the freestyle. 2 quick technical falls, and they're leading with Vogan 4-0 right now, early in this first period, 70 kilograms. 4-point exposure, a takedown with exposure. It's a big 4-point move, and an 8-0 lead for Vogan. Ankle lace makes it 10-0, and Air Force is off to a quick 12-0 team lead. These have been going pretty quick. Obviously, their freestyle skills of this Air Force team has been impressive. We're at 74 kilograms. Alex Saylor of the Air Force, he's a Space Force guy, which is cool because we've got all 6 branches. There's some athletes from the Space Force, the Marines, and from the Coast Guard here as well on the 3 teams. Our Space Force athlete Saylor gets a nice takedown and leads 2-0. His opponent at 74, Timothy Worthen, Coast Guard Station, Marathon. So he's a Coast Guard athlete, and he's from Yulee, Florida. Saylor adds 2, it's 4-0. Worthen has a nice position there, was unable to finish, but gets a step out. 4-1. Sailor takes the early lead. Got the Navy bench all fired up. Obviously, Sailor took a quick 4-0 lead, but Worthen battled back to get a point, and these guys had a great battle in Greco. Sailor, though, takes him right to his back for 4 on his takedown, and he's looking for the fall, and he gets it. So that's a pin, first period for Sailor, and Air Force has now got a 17-0 team lead. 79 kilogram coming up. Air Force sends out Sam Adams from Ellsworth Air Force Base, native of Cocoa City, West Virginia. And his opponent, 79, is Kalik Morales from Naval Base Everett out of Chicago, Illinois. Morales gets the first 4 points here. Adams tries to get a reversal, but Morales keeps control. A 4-0 lead right here for the Navy athlete. You'll see a difference in pace here on the freestyle. You know, Greco has got a little more power, where you see a lot more speed in many cases from your wrestling in the freestyle. Morales did a nice job of getting right off the bat, scoring points to give himself an advantage here. In freestyle, it's a 10-point technical fall, meaning if you score 10 more points than your opponent, you're going to get the match stopped. Sam Adams unable to finish his leg attack, but he does get a point on the step out. 1:48 left in this match. Air Force came out on fire, and it looks like Morales is going to work to see if he can change the tide here in this match. And saying tide, that's kind of a pun, I think. But oh, wow. Great counter throw by Adams. He sinks in the hooks. Double grapevine, as they would call in folk style wrestling. Adams trying to secure a fall. Kind of rolled through after a Morales move. And Adams is able to get the fall. And that's a pin. The Air Force right now has stretched it to a 22-0 lead. We're moving on up. 86 kilograms. For the Air Force, it's Angel Romo from Mountain Home Air Force Base, originally from Hemet, California. And 86 kilo is First Lieutenant Jared Fekete, who's a Marine out of Camp Lejeune, originally from Thompsonville, Michigan. If you were watching with us yesterday, Fekete didn't wrestle in the Greco tournament, but did an exhibition match. It's one of the more entertaining bouts of the day. Quite a bit of points scored in his match. So today's freestyle, we get to see him in that style. Officials are working on the clock, I believe. So we had a little snow here last night, but the roads were great. I know most of the country this weekend got hammered by the winter storms, and we were lucky not to have any issues with that, except for cold, obviously, but a little bit of white frosting outside. Fekete in the blue, a Marine on the Navy team, working them to the edge, and he gets a step out on Romo. It's a 1-0 lead for Fekete. Air Force has run off to a real strong lead here in this dual meet. Fekete with the 2-on-1. Whoa! Romo gets a 4-point counter. Nope. No, officials are throwing their call out. They ended up giving Fekete 4 points on that. Romo kind of tossed him on his way out of bounds. So they're going to have to look at the video here. Scotty Boykin, the coach from the Air Force, threw the brick in. He believes a point should go Romo's way, who did a nice counter but may have exposed himself as part of that. This is always one of the more difficult calls for referees, especially when it's on the edge, right? Looks like one man has taken the offense attack and the other one, using their defensive skills, in some cases are able to score points. But we'll see. We have a jury here, and that's how the sport of wrestling works. You've got 3 officials, the mat official, the judge, and then the chairperson, and they got to go 2 out of 3 on every call. But every athlete has the opportunity to challenge a call, and there's a jury that different referees take a look at the video and make a decision. It was something that came into wrestling a few Olympics ago. Clearly, as you watch football and other sports that are using technology, baseball, all of them, it takes advantage of the great technologies we have right now. So that challenge was denied. So 1 extra point goes to Fekete, which is what happens if you make a challenge and you don't win that challenge. A point goes to the opponent. So Fekete now has a 6-0 lead, works his front headlock, spins behind, and we're up to 8-0 right now. One more turn by Fekete, and we have a technical fall for the Navy, and he gets it. Nice gut wrench. So we got a tech for the Navy. It's 10-0. And tightens the lead now to 22-4. So now we're going to be going on up to 92 kilograms. Our athlete's a 92 for the Air Force, Lamont Espino. He's from Hill Air Force Base and is originally a San Jose, California resident. His opponent here, Austin Craig, based in Seattle, Washington, from Monroe, North Carolina. Craig, if you stayed around yesterday, was second, got a silver medal in Greco, but he also got a promotion right after the first match. Kind of a neat little ceremony that happened right here on the mat, where he got pinned for a promotion. Beautiful counter by Craig, who caught him and hip tossed him to his back for a quick fall. And that's that was 10 seconds. So the Air Force continues to lead, but it's been switched to a 22-9 lead. 2 consecutive wins here by the Navy. That was some great upper body wrestling there. Quick fit pin right there by Austin Craig. And this international wrestling can be pretty exciting when you get those throws. So we're up to 97 kilograms now. Eric Santos is wrestling for the Air Force. Seymour Air Force Base from Hemet, California. And he's wrestling at 97 kilos. Sean Heist, based in Yokosuka, Japan, from Allentown, PA. A lot of action going here. Santos has a 5-3 lead. A couple of turns for each guy. Santos steps over a gut wrench, 2 points, but then another point given to Heiss, who gets a couple of turns himself. Man, we are up to a quick 10-7 score. A lot of turns, back and forth. This is a crazy match. I mean, we're talking about we're only 45 seconds into the match, and 17 points have been whipped off by these two athletes. Hopefully, you guys weren't looking into your coffee because you missed a bunch of points. 4-point move by Santos, I believe. 11-10 now. 21 points in about a minute. Hope you brought your calculators. I'm not keeping up with it, but the officials are doing what they can. Santos 11, Heiss 10. I promise you there'll be more. 4 more for Santos, double leg to his back. Nope, they went and gave him 2. So that's 13-10, only 23 points in about a minute and a half. I don't think there's an upper limit to how much you can score. As long as you don't pin or tech the guy, they're going to keep going. Santos good on that double. Again, I think he's going to get, he got 4 there. 4 more. 17-10. These guys aren't afraid to go for it, I'll tell you that. Another double leg. Santos hits it for 4, and that'll do it. Oh, man. 21-10. Technical fall for the Air Force. But we got a brick here because the Navy doesn't believe that one was for 4. 31 points in less than 2 minutes. Anyone who thinks wrestling may not have excitement has kind of missed this match. I'm telling you. The jury's going to take a look and see if that was 4. 10-point difference is a technical fall. Right now it's 11. But if the challenge goes correctly for the Navy, he'll only get 2, and this match will keep going. Yeah, no, that's different body builds here. But Santos, let's see, where's he from? He's out of California, but he's got a lengthy body build. But those arms, he's able to get to the legs on those doubles. Got to have a little speed or great setups, though. They're going to have a discussion here. Twenty-one to 10 is the scoring here. So they did have a technical issue on that replay. Gives back the brick, and there's an explanation being given to the coach. Obviously the athletes. Well, there you go. The technical video error. So they were unable to take another look at it. The referees made a decision, and it goes as called by the referees on the mat. So the Air Force adds another 4 points. 1 point to the Navy, but 4 for them. So 26 to 10 going into the final bout at 125 kilos. Wrestling heavyweight for the Air Force, Donald DeGarmo, Master Sergeant. He's out of Seymour Air Force Base from Newton, New Jersey. And his opponent for the Navy, Courtney Freeman, a first lieutenant in the Marines, who was the champion in Greco yesterday, originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Freeman gets the first takedown here to take a 2-0 lead. Works a quick gut wrench. Looks like he's going to try to lock up a few more of them, but they go out of bounds. Caution at 1. It looks like they're going to penalize. They're penalizing DeGarmo for going out of bounds. 5-0 lead for Freeman. He stays on top, however, because of the caution call. So he'll get another chance to try to work that gut wrench or lift, which he was able to use successfully earlier. Gut wrench for 2 more, that's 7. Freeman has a really good technical ability from the top position. 2 more. They decided to make it a 4 because he did get a lift out of that. So we got an 11-0 tech for the Navy. And that gives the Air Force the victory. I've got it at 26-14. But Air Force is going to advance to the 3rd round, to the final duel against, the final duel of the day against the Army, the top seed here. And so in 30 minutes, we'll be going with one more match. We're going to change to a different stream, so you'll be coming back to see the Navy wrestle the Army in freestyle wrestling. First session of the Armed Forces Freestyle Championships have just concluded with a victory by the Air Force. We'll see you in a little bit. Come check us out. Day 2 of Armed Forces here at Naval Base Kitsap. Gary Abbott.